Welcome to Minneapolis, Minnesota, as we stand on the floor of the Target Center, home of the Minnesota Timberwolves, who tonight will take on the Toronto Raptors. And Sherm, as bad as it has been for the Raptors, and some people look at that perception, they've won 2 in a row, and they're starting maybe to turn it around. And with no coincidence, what do you know? 28 points, and DeMar DeRozan is back in your lineup.
It's amazing what having an all-star back in your lineup can do, but there's no question offensively in the last game for the Raptors that DeMar being back in the lineup really just settled everybody down, got everybody back into position, and nobody really had to play a peg up anymore. The game before, Kyle Lowry with a triple-double really held his team up. But I think overall, now that you have your 2 guys, your main guys, one's healthy back in the lineup, you have the ability now to score the basketball the way you're used to scoring it. You don't have to look for that offense in other areas of the roster. So that confidence is there offensively. Now defensively,
yes,
they're making some strides, but there's still some holes in that. And maybe they just have to figure out how they can be more consistent, not necessarily be that defensive team, but be more consistent throughout 48 minutes. That's going to give them a chance to win with their offense coming back.
Sherm, to your point, in the last win over the Clippers, they put up 118 points. The Clippers shot better than 45%, but because, as you said, the Raptors' offense was going again with DeMar, they resembled that team at the beginning of the year where the offense was going and the defense was just good enough. It'll have to be good enough, at least good enough tonight, against a very young, athletic Timberwolves team with the likes of Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, and then they picked up on a 10-day the veteran Lance Stevenson, who's, we say this lovingly, a bit of a wild card, Sherm, in this lineup.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy that can impact the game positively and negatively at times, but there's no question in a one-on-one scenario he can break people down off the dribble. We don't know where he is right now in terms of his cardio and all of that, but we know that Tom Thibodeau, if he feels that he can use him, he's going to put him in there. And if you're the Raptors, you know he's a physical guy. He's going to go downhill. He's going to be in attack mode, and he's got decent size on the perimeter. So a bit of a wild card, yes, but a lot of these guys have been around the league and have seen his style of basketball and understand what he can bring. Now, in this system, it might be a bit different with some of the weapons around him, but he can have impact if he's in good shape.
Well, he's on a 10-day contract. He said, I'm trying to learn 52 plays. Tom Thibodeau said there'll be a limited package where they'll put him in tonight. Let's hear what the Raptors had to say about Lance, defense, days off, and a whole bunch of other stuff after practice.
Towns and Wiggins. Wiggins kind of gets his gander up a little bit when he plays against the Raptors, and, you know, being his home country, and believe me, that's what he should do. Again, both those guys are very aggressive scorers. They're looking to score. They're the heart and soul of their scoring right now, and doing an excellent job. Wiggins' pick and roll offense has improved tremendously, and Towns is just an all-around. I'm surprised he didn't make the All-Star team because he's a very, very talented young man.
5 guys got to do it collectively. You know, you can't have 2 guys taking possession off or 1 guy taking a possession off, and it'll expose your defense. So I feel like we got to pay attention to detail, and we got to do it collectively as a group.
So the thoughts of Dwayne Casey and his players tonight. The Raptors will take on the Timberwolves, 8 o'clock Eastern. You can see it on Sportsnet 1 and hear it on TSN 1050.